Wolchesky's Jund deck, and here we have our lists. We can switch this out. Blesso.
Marc is up a game currently.
Yeah. So it could
with
be
his token deck, but it looks like Elliott has quite the board in this game. He has a flipped Huntmaster, so it is now a Ravager of the Fells, and each player has a Thragtusk.
Yeah, so both players at 14, both players with a Thragtusk. The difference is Elliott has a Ravager of the Fells, and Marc Blesso has an Vault of the Archangel. So it's an interesting little battle here.
Yeah, Elliott has, I believe, 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, and Blesso's down to 1 or 2. But,
and each player sitting comfortably at 14 life. It looks like we have an Olivia Voldaren that somehow
Blesso was able to deal with.
Yeah, maybe the Selesnya charm.
Yeah, that you see that on top. It may have Elliott may have got that
into
Selesnya charm
in
range.
In that case, but
it would have been exiled from Selesnya
yeah,
charm. Okay. In
can't
that
confirm
case,
that the
we were just
card on top of the graveyards killed each other.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're gonna get a block and a 5-lot.
And we're gonna trade Thragtusks.
Alright, you got the Beasts and the Angel of Serenity coming down.
There's our #1 card of our top 5.
That's huge. It's Marc's 1 copy of the card, and it's absolutely crippling.
Yeah, this is so he's gonna take.
He took a Thragtusk of his own, a Beast of Elliott's.
And he's trying to decide here.
And he's thinking about the 3rd card.
Yeah, it's
actually.
I think I would take the Huntmaster, well, the Ravager.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty.
Unless Marc has an impressive card in his graveyard. If he had another Thragtusk, I'd take that, but I wouldn't take Borderland Ranger.
No, neither would I.
Okay, but looks like Marc is taking a Borderland Ranger.
He's more.
More of the Muldrifter camp.
He wants
than the Fiend Hunter
exactly.
camp.
He wants to draw some cards than deal with his opponent's cards. I guess putting a 5/6 in front of a 4/4 is a reasonable way of dealing with it.
Alright, Elliott has 5 lands to work with, facing down quite the mean Angel. Says it's so serene, but
yeah, I mean, I guess what it is.
Anything but this game.
I think it's pretty serene. It's like it's like peace, you know. It comes out, it's just like peace, you know. Get this stuff off the table. Stop fighting everybody. Can't we all just get along?
Only I'm allowed to fight.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna bash you for 5. I mean,
Elliott quite deep in the tank here.
I guess when you are facing down an Angel and you don't really have a good way of dealing with it, and it's not very appealing to deal with it anyway, and that's what he might have been thinking about. Do I give him back those cards?
Welcome back to day 2 of the Star Slam Compliment Series here in Providence, Rhode Island.
And if he gets another card, that'd be very nice for him.
Entry fee is $40 cash. We do not accept plastic.
Yeah, it looks like he has a key room. Maybe he has a staff. Yeah, it looks like Elliott has a staff of wind.
Staff of wind
In his hand.
We saw that in play yesterday, and
All right, let's see if Marc's going to cast 2 spells via flip over Elliott's Huntmaster for him.
Hey, look, I got a Thragtusk.
Looks like
Surprise.
he's going to hold his Borderland Ranger.
So Thragtusk comes down, putting Marc back up to 15 after losing his Angel to a Dreadbore. I guess, you know, taking the 2-1 split as he did.
Yeah, it worked out.
It worked out well for him because he, I guess, figured that Elliott would probably have a way to remove the Angel.
Or if he didn't, the 5/6 would.
Yeah, if he didn't, a 5/6 flyer is pretty decent.
Yeah. He's not under like a terrible amount of pressure from the Ravager. So good play. Elliott picks up his 6th land. And the Staff of Wind can come online if Elliott so desires. Although he may have other plays. He has 2 other cards in his hand. I would probably play a Thragtusk.
If he has it,
or
does he have it? Yeah.
Over the, and it looks like, oh, that's Mizium Mortars.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty. It's a red card of some variety.
Yeah, and that can clear the way. But he's gonna go with the Staff of Nin. And that
I like the staff.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's a personal Howling Mine that also can tap to deal a damage to the target player. So
completely unbeatable in M13 Limited.
And it really can start to kind of take this game, like put Elliott kind of out of reach by just drawing him an extra card every turn and doing 1 more damage every turn.
Not the greatest card Marc could have drawn, but Intangible Virtue is going to see play nonetheless.
There's the Staff. Yeah, so it's a Pinger and a Howling Mine. The Staff.
So Intangible Virtue on your Beast token makes it a 4/4 in Vigilance. So it does help the Beast token trade with the Ravager of the Fells, so it's not completely dead. But not the high impact card Marc could have wanted at this point.
And Elliott decides he's gonna trade away his Ravager with Marc's Thragtusk.
Yeah, with the Mizium Mortars in hand. This is definitely a good trade for Elliott.
Yeah, he's setting things up to basically be, I have Staff of Nin, you have Intangible Virtue, and no guys. So
yeah,
you want to be the one with the staff in that case. That's the thing about a lot of these Crusade effects, is that you need guys for it to be any good.
It's like playing a combo deck that doesn't win you the game on the spot. I'll go on the record saying I'm not a huge fan of Intangible Virtue type effects.
Yeah.
Honor the Pure.
They basically need to come down so early. They need to come down so early and have an effect before your opponent can deal with all your guys. And a lot of times, look at this game. These guys are up to 6 and 7 mana more, and Intangible Virtue coming down this late. When you're basically just giving +1/+1 to a single beast at the time when he had cast it, it's not as impressive. And we're going to see, unless Marc has another copy of Intangible Virtue, which I believe he's empty-handed right now.
He is.
Those beasts are going to burn if that was a Mizium Mortars in Elliott's hand, as we suspect.
Yeah. It does need a card like Mizium Mortars.
So, draw 1 from the staff, draw 1 for my turn. Seems good.
Can't imagine. Maybe it wasn't a Mizium. I believe Mizium Mortars would have already been cast.
Like snap cast, yeah.
Not to be confused with Flashback by Snapcaster.
Yeah, Mage. Not Snapcaster Mage. It was more like a brother of the Snap Keep.
Yeah.
Snap Cast. Well, there's 5, and it's a Thragtusk. So, okay, it was not a Mizium Mortars. I'm almost positive at this point. But a Thragtusk will kind of make things a little bit more difficult for Marc.
Yeah. Oh, it does have a red card in his hand. I'm not sure what it is. It's definitely not a Mizium Mortars, because Elliott opted for Bonfire of the Damned. It could have been a Bonfire. So there's no Mortars.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we mixed that up with the other with another deck. I thought it was Mizium Mortars too. Maybe
it could also be a Rakdos Return in Elliott's hand.
I thought he just put something.
So we'll see a Vault of the Archangel activation. So Marc's gonna get way out of range. But that's not really his concern. He's just activating because he has 5 extra mana.
Yeah, so
actually 9 extra mana. so Elliott's gonna take 6, fall to 6 life. Marc
if you're gonna activate Vault, wait, so never mind.
Marc's going to fly up to
I lose my beast,
24.
you get a beast.
Players are so nice. Is that a Lingering Souls? It looks like it is. Might have actually just not activated the Vault.
And just flashback the Lingering Souls?
Depending on how much you want to play against potential bonfires. Something. The Staff of Wind has Marc plummeting to 23.
Yeah. It's not looking good for Elliott here. I mean, as good as things looked a couple minutes ago when we thought he had Mizium Mortars.
Right. As it turns out, not in his deck.
Yeah. He does apparently have a Dreadbore. That's one of the cards that has been reported to us.
Yeah. It's definitely a Rakdos. I see the Rakdos return now. Not going to help.
Not very appealing when your opponent's at 23 and empty-handed.
Yeah.
And everything you want to deal with is on the board.
Yeah, we're really interested in like additional Thragtusk will be solid here. Bonfire, but that would have to be off the top.
To deal with this board state.
Even a Bonfire for 2 hard casts actually isn't the worst thing in the world.
Right.
It would clear the Borderland Ranger, the 2 spirits, and leave the Beast.
Yeah, and
where the Intangible Virtue and Staff of Nin would trade off, so they would trade Beasts. But instead we have a Sever the Bloodline. Yeah, so that's another reason not to flashback the Lingering Souls there.
Yeah, actually very good for Marc that he didn't.
It's like, Elliott still not have another land. Okay.
We're gonna Dreadbore a Beast here.
Perhaps. Yeah.
I mean, if that's what he's got to do, that's what he's got to do. We're gonna see that Lingering Souls get flashed back, and Marc's gonna have a stream of 2/2s. Draws Garrick. Garrick Relentless.
That's pretty big game.
Yeah, Planeswalkers typically are.
Yeah, so I don't believe we'll see an attack from Marc this turn, even with the Vault, because Marc should cast his Garroot, make a Beast token,
and flashback Lingering Souls.
Flashback Lingering Souls, leaving him without the mana to activate Vault, but.
He's going to attack, and Elliott's fine with trading Beasts and gaining 3 here. Not trading Beast, but trading his Borderland Ranger for a Beast. So board is nice and clean and cleared and swept and polished, and Garrick Relentless is coming down to dirty it up again.
So if you're Elliott, do you ping the Garrick here?
I guess it depends on how much he respects the Garrick.
The Garrick -1 ability can go get Armada Worm.
Oh gosh, that's so disgusting.
The Angel Serenity is already gone.
Yeah, There's
only one
saw the Angel.
Although this is game 2, and Marc actually does have the capability of going up to 3 Angel of Serenity per sideboard.
So yeah, he does ping Garrick.
Ping Garrick, and this could actually end up being very poor. However, the previously dead Rakdos return might actually have a use now.
Yeah. So draws 2 off of Staff of Nin.
Land number 7 is Kessig Wolfrun for Elliott. That's actually kind of cute. The Rakdos return is quite valuable here. Especially because Elliott, they know each other's deck lists. So Elliott knows that second Angel of Serenity is potentially looming for Marc.
Yeah, that's right.
Marc plays 1 main and 2 sideboard.
Right, okay.
And since this is game 2, there's definitely the potential for
more Angels, yeah.
The other thing to consider is if he ever wants to flashback Sever the Bloodline, he would want to do it on like creatures.
Sure.
Marc's, after drawing the intangible virtue, Marc's had a string of fortunate draws that make the intangible virtue quite strong.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He had the intangible virtue and 1 token at the time, and then it's like, hey,
here's
token
Souls,
producer,
here's Derek.
token maker, yeah.
Relentless.
Looks like a Farseek in there. Is that? Yeah, Elliott.
What do I? Oh,
a
it's blue cards
Farseek.
out.
Something. Is it
Red
Thundermaw Hellkite? He's got that too in the board.
Yeah.
We've gotten an I think so from Shoebox over there. He thinks it's Thundermaw Hellkite.
It looks like he's. I believe Elliott actually has a Thundermaw Hellkite in his hand.
Yep, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So I think
that's a interesting thing on what to do with Thundermaw.
There it is. Okay, so 5 mana Thundermaw Hellkite comes down, knocking Marc back to all the way back to 20.
Well, it might actually attack Garrow.
Could. It does attack Garrick. Take care of Garrick. So,
alright, so
leaves Marc at 25 and then decides to go with a Farseek.
Elliott's going to fall to 3 on Marc's attack.
That's dangerous.
Oddly enough, that the Thundermaw Hellkite will be able to deal 1 to the spirit tokens that Marc likely makes with Lingering Souls.
Tap them down.
And then Staff of Nin can finish 1 of them off.
Right. Yeah, we suspect he has 2 copies of Thundermaw, and he may have had them for a while. I think as far back as when he played that Thragtusk several turns ago, and I think he may have been holding them for a situation where he could get those Lingering Souls tokens, or at least a half of a Lingering Souls. But he had Sever. I think he used Sever on the first half.
He could continue to use Sever on the second half as well.
Sure, yeah. Marc examining his wolf.
Clearly going to attack. Just probably deciding if he wants to use Vault of the Archangel. That's his only real decision this turn.
Yeah, it's basically Vault or whatever card's in his hand. He's
going to not use the Vault.
He's going to flashback Lingering Souls here. Now that Elliott has cast his Thundermaw Hellkite, Marc feels safe from another one, but unfortunately he's not. Because we know that, well, at least we suspect that Marc has a second Thundermaw. So the board state right now is Elliott Wolchesky has a Thundermaw Hellkite and a Staff of Nin to Marc Blesso's Intangible Virtue, 2 Spirit tokens and a Wolf token, which did not attack as we suspected he might.
It did.
Oh, it did attack. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I keep forgetting about the Vigilance, and I keep not missing when he's saying it. So, like, he didn't attack. Why didn't he
Elliott
attack?
on a precarious 3 life could really use a Huntmaster or a Thragtusk to get him to a safer place, but he really only has mana for 1 big spell a turn when he kind of needs to play 2. Even with the staff fueling his game quite a bit. So I mean, I think it's mostly blanks for Elliott here. He might be forced to flashback the Sever on the Spirit tokens and then trade the Wolf token for the Thundermaw Hellkite because Marc has a Vault of the Archangel. So it looks like that's what we'll be seeing. So Elliott's got the board clear, but he's still, on, and he has the staff.
There's that Sever the Bloodline flashback for 7 mana. Exile target creature and all other creatures are the same name as that creature. So Spirit token. So paying, I guess it's like half of a Sever for half of a Lingering Souls, but Marc wins on mana there.
I think neither player is, Elliott's still a little clamped for mana, but Marc has all the mana in the world.
He's got plenty of life too. And so there's a wolf now attacking.
Additional life.
Gaining Marc some life and running into
Thundermaw Hellkite, trading for it.
Yeah. It gives it lifelink and death touch off of that Vault of the Archangel. But the wolf dies too. As good as Thundermaw Hellkite seems, it is not Baneslayer Angel.
That's true. Baneslayer Angel would be quite the card.
That was the card that was the comparison a lot of people made, but it is
Yeah, I don't think it's the apt comparison just because it's the same power, toughness,
and casting cost. Yeah, it's like 5/5 flyer for 5. Haste is nice and everything, but I would actually rather have lifelink. And protection from demons and dragons, you know?
Right, so when they attack each other.
Right. Baneslayer wins. Also the first strike.
Yeah, Baneslayer wins more.
Yeah. Did you draw off staff? Is that what that was? Yeah.
He did. I believe the table judge is a little confused. I think Elliott's fine. He's been very careful with, pointing to his staff every turn. Oh. Apparently there was a thing about
question
dealing
of whether
damage.
or not he pinged.
Yeah.
And he did. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's see a Thundermaw Hellkite number 2.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, he's got to start getting attacking Marc's life total, because Marc's up a game, and basically Elliott's been doing a great job of keeping the board clear, but in the meantime, Marc's got that vault and has been using it turn after turn to gain, 3 or more life, and I think in one swing he gained like 9. Mm-hmm. So there's a Thundermaw Hellkite gonna knock.
And a Kessig for an activation.
Oh wow, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he just gained an extra 2, puts Marc to 19.
Right, and you have to keep in mind that Elliott does have basically a fireball in his hand.
Yeah.
It can only go to
the
Marc's face, but it's Rakdos Return. That's a very good card when you have a bunch of mana.
Yeah, he's got 10, so that's enough for an 8-point fireball. So did he forget to ping? I think he forgot to.
He might have forgot that turn.
Yeah.
Unless he just verbally said it.
Right.
He did not physically tap it.
Right, we didn't see any indication of a ping. Should have Marc at 18, but
he may not.
Yeah, he may not. So effectively, I think he missed it. I think we're getting that from Shoebox, who was in contact with the table judge. So yeah, he's counting up. How big can I make this Kessig Wolf run?
It's +8.
He's just going to go ahead and Rakdos Return. So that's a 9-point.
That would be 9 point.
Going to empty Marc's hand.
I believe it's just 2 lands.
Yeah, but more importantly,
Pilgrim. That would have just died to staff, sure.
Yeah, more importantly, knocking Marc to 11, and then going to knock him now to 6, and effectively 5 because of the staff. And that's, I mean, if Marc doesn't have an answer here, and it's a borderline ranger, that's it. That's game 2. It's going to go to Elliott. And yeah, did it ping you? Yeah, don't miss it that time, because that one it matters a lot more, I think. No, maybe not. I thought he was at 6 and taking 1 to go to 5, but maybe he didn't miss it. Yeah, either way, he's fine. Yeah. And Marc scoops him up, and we're gonna go to game 3. After this, this round is. We're already 1 hour into this semifinals, and these guys still have a whole other game to play.
This is quite the grindy matchup.
These blue decks are so slow. Wait.
It's not the blue decks.
It's not the blue decks. These aggro decks are so slow. These decks that want to attack. Well, it's Thragtusk's fault.
It is Thragtusk's fault.
You have Thragtusk, Vault of the Archangel. Like, nobody will go below 20 for long. So we did see some of the sideboarding there. We had we saw 2 Thundermaw Hellkites out of the board for Elliott. That definitely both came in. Also saw the Staff of Nin that he brought in, and the Sever the Bloodlines.
I'm quite surprised to see the Staff, actually.
It obviously was effective for him. I guess he expected the game to go long. Figures if I can, if I'm getting to 6, this might not be the most explosive threat, but it's a nice incremental threat.
So, what else do you like out of Elliott's board? We'll see. As we see Elliott looking over Marc's list, the players do exchange deck lists in the elimination rounds.
Yeah,
So we have the sideboards up here. Actually, don't like much of. I mean, the Severs are definitely.
Yeah, we saw how good those were. I like the Thundermaw Hellkites as well. Nice haste, tap down, Lingering Souls tokens. We didn't see that.
Let's Elliott get a little more aggressive. It's probably a little better than, say, Huntmaster of the Fells in this matchup.
I agree. Although he did obviously keep some amount of Huntmasters in because we saw one on the table in the match when we went to the.
I think it's one of those things where he has 4 Huntmasters and 2 Thundermaws. So he might, take out 2 Huntmasters.
Sure. Yeah.
If he wants to keep the same threat density.
And that seems good to me because he only actually has 12 main deck creatures, which is kind of, not all that many.
A ton, but he has
He's got burn spells, big X spells. He's got Rakdos of Return and Bonfire the Damned, and some Pillars of Flame. But mainly he's got.
One card I definitely see him taking out is Liliana of the Veil.
If they're not already gone.
Yeah, they're definitely.
This is
they're probably already gone.
Yeah, I imagine they're already gone.
So it might be something. Yeah. I don't think he wants something like Vraska. Although Vraska is actually fairly reasonable against Marc's. He has 3 Sorin, Lord of Innistrad, and 3 Garruk Relentless, and 3 Intangible Virtue. For nice targets for the Vraska.
Sure, yeah, that's true. Marc has a Vraska of his own in the board. And,
I definitely don't see that one.
I don't like that one as much.
I like his Silesian Charms. Once again, I think it's going to be one of those things where once you know what you're up against, any deck it'll be all hands on deck against Olivia Voldaren.
Yeah.
These decks, I mean, I'm sure Elliott just had a ton of free wins, just like cast Olivia Voldaren. His opponent plays one of their 3 to 4 removal spells for it, and then plays the second one.
Yeah.
Game's over. You do need about as much mana as Elliott has in his deck to take advantage of Olivia's abilities. But once you get to there, stealing a creature every turn is pretty unbeatable for even a deck that can flood the board like Marc's.
Yeah.
Because you get a giant creature in the process.
Exactly.
Giant Olivia.
He's got 24 lands.
He has 4 Farseeks and 3 Rakdos Key Runes.
Yeah, nice little extra push there, but it's not. Wouldn't necessarily consider it a ramp deck as much as some of the other decks that are going. Farseek and Borderland Ranger and Avacyn's Pilgrim and Arbor Elf, things like that. Like we saw out of Dan Jordan. He wants to ramp and.
Elliott just wants a little extra push. Basically, he doesn't have a lot of things to do on turns 2 and 3. Otherwise, so he can use those turns to play a couple extra mana sources.
Yeah, on Marc's side, he's got 25 lands, 4 Arbor Elf, 4 Avacyn's Pilgrim, 4 Borderland Ranger. So he's got a lot. As we saw, he had tons of mana. He wants
to play a lot of mana.
He wants to play Angel of Serenity as fast as possible. If not Armada Worm, right?
Yeah, I believe Angel of Serenity, looping them is his plan.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Armada Worm also available. We didn't see that in that game. We saw that yesterday out of, Mariah played, Mariah, what's her last name? Pagliocco, yeah, sorry. Couldn't remember the last name. She played an Armada Worm. That was the only time we saw it on board, but that card is pretty sick.
It makes 10 power with the creatures. That's
for 6 mana.
Yeah.
Trample.
And you get it over 2 bodies like
Broodmate Dragon?
Yeah, Broodmate Dragon did the same thing. Made the now that we're talking about Jund again.
Yeah, I may as well bring up Broodmate Dragon.
Yeah. Wolfhere's Silverheart makes a basically 12 power.
Very similar.
But one removal spell gets rid of all of it.
So it's not as effective as something like Broodmate, and even Entreat the Angels has been compared to Broodmate Dragon.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes you're just paying
7 mana for 2
4/4s. Yeah. It's it's an extra mana compared to a Broodmate Dragon.
Unless you're lucky.
Yeah, but it has the upside of sometimes when you have 7 mana, you get 5 angels.
Right.
Instead of 2 4/4s, you get 5. So it looks like the players have finished sideboarding. We're doing the truffle shuffle, or just the shuffle, This is a grindy one, like you said. This is two powerful decks.
Go on.
Just
and
kind of
Marc, you can definitely
bashing.
hear that Marc kind of knows when those games are going to happen, because he just has the biggest threat. He has the Titan of the format, Angel of Serenity, and he's just basically. I believe his game plan is to just play towards the 7 mana, because Elliott does have the ability to kill mana creatures, but not effectively. Only Bonfire of the Damned really kills them effectively.
Yeah, I mean he's got Pillar,
right?
But is it worth keeping Pillar in just for the mana creatures? I think it is.
It might be,
but it's not as good as
be.
it is against zombies. You know what I mean? Like, against the zombies, these guys.
It's like your best card.
Yeah. Which deck would you want to be here? Which deck would you want to be piloting right here, going into Game 3 for a chance at the finals?
Give me the deck with Olivia Voldaren.
Yeah, I actually agree, 100%. I'm like, I just want to play Olivia. I love Angel of Serenity and all, but
I think once both creatures have Thrag Tusk,
both decks have.
And you saw Elliott does have the capability of fighting through an Angel. Elliott did fight through an Angel in Game 2.
And
it was very difficult for him.
Following up an opposing Angel with an Olivia.
You might actually be able to steal it.
Right, you steal the Angel, and that's a nice way to deal with it. You're not giving him back the cards because and it's out of your way. And hey, I get a 5/6 flyer too.
Like I said.
So like you paid 7 for an Angel, I'm gonna pay 7 for your Angel to take your Angel.
Yes.
Right, ping it, steal it,
yeah.
And I can break my 7 up over 2 turns. So.
Yeah.
So Marc Blesso has disappeared.
Yeah. Thin air.
Intangible virtue. Invisible virtue.
Intangible Marc Blesso.
Invisible stalker.
So one card there were 2 copies of it in Marc's deck, but one card I would like to see more of in Marc's deck is Selesnya Charm.
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the card. I've seen it done a lot of things. I really love combat tricks in Constructed. However, the situations with combat tricks are, combat happens. Even when people are playing all these creatures, aren't a ton. So, having a card that's versatile like Selesnya Charm.
Right, all the charms. Like, I love charm cycles just in general.
I think it's a very popular cycle, and they try and go to as much as they can.
The last time we had charms was Shards of Alara block, right? So
correct.
It was
Bant
Charm, right? Bant Charm, one of my favorites. Esper Charm, another favorite of mine. The 2-color charms are kind of better.
Yeah,
they cost
easier to cast.
Less,
I mean, they're less powerful.
For sure. Yeah.
Like you get one card on a Zorius Charm, but you got 2 on Esper Charm.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. I just love the cycles, and they're always good. And just the fact that you get 3 modes.
Usually you get like 3 or 4 of them are good.
Right. Well, I mean, even the worst of them, there's a discussion about it. It's not like a card that you look at and go, not ever playing.
I saw Rakdos Charm is probably consensus the worst one.
The worst, yeah.
But then we saw earlier today or yesterday, seeing play, and it's like, wow, this actually, like, multiple modes could be good here. Yesterday I saw Cedric Phillip testing it in his Jund deck. He wanted some.
Oh yeah.
He wanted a Shatter and a Graveyard removal
in Modern.
In the same thing. Also, adorably, it beats the Splinter Twin combo. On Deceiver Exile.
Yeah. Just each creature does one.
Yeah.
Like the creatures punishing them their owners, I guess, their controllers. So Marc is back. We're back. Marc apparently had some rules questions. That was why he decided to go invisible there for a moment. But
he doesn't have powers of invisibility?
I don't think he does. He may have just gotten out of a chair.
Okay.
We don't strap him down. Maybe we should.
We probably should. Yeah. Otherwise they keep disappearing like this. It's unbelievable.
Poof, there it went. So I don't know. I think I'm impressed with all the charms. I'm impressed with you know, obviously certain ones more than others. I thought I liked Is It Charm the best. I feel like I like
Is It Charm might be like the worst in standard.
Right now we didn't really see. I don't think we saw any yesterday.
Nah, there was one deck with a couple.
Okay, but we never saw it actually cast.
And never actually played.
Azorius Charm, we've seen.
Azorius Charm is probably the best for standard.
Yeah.
Maybe Selesnya Charm.
We've seen Golgari Charm a couple times too.
Golgari
Quite
Charm.
A few times.
Initially, I thought Golgari Charm plus Lolith Troll was pretty unbeatable.
Yeah.
Has not turned out to be that way.
Yeah.
But it's still like a potent combination.
Right. Like, seems like I don't know. This format just seems so wide open. I'm so happy with all the brewing possibilities.
Right, and all the success that various people are having. Even like the staple deck like Jund, Jund Ramp.
Right.
Nobody knows on like the correct build.
Right.
Or it's not. Things haven't settled down yet, which makes it really exciting. Like.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing blue-white control. You're playing blue-white control. It's a completely different deck.
Yeah,
you've got Angel of Serenity, and
you have Entreat.
Right, and you're playing one Detention Sphere and one Oblivion Ring, and I've got like 3 Detention Spheres or
and
something.
That's only like cosmetic, but like
right.
I think like for example like Angel of Serenity versus Entreat the Angels fundamentally changes how the deck is played.
Yeah.
Whereas like Oblivion Ring and Detention Sphere do the same thing.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
90%
Those
of the time.
aren't that different.
Those are like the week 10 changes.
Right. That's fair. But even cards like even just splashes like for blue-white control, you're like, all right, I'm gonna play blue-white X.
Right.
Well, I want red for Pillar. I want green for Thragtusk. Like.
And then the 2 competitors in our top 8 this week.
Just
chose
said
nothing.
X is X equals 0.
X is Ghost Quarter.
Exactly. So if you guys are just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco, joined by Adam Prosak. Sorry, I keep cutting you off there. I think you were about to say. And I'm Adam Prosak.
I was.
I'm Joey Pasco.
And I'm Adam Prosak.
And we're coming to you guys live from Providence, Rhode Island, where we're currently bringing you guys coverage of the semifinals of the StarCityGames.com Standard Open Series. Once we're going into Game 3. Once this match finishes up, we're going to bring you guys coverage of the finals, and after that, a little bit after that, we're going to bring you guys all the legacy action of the Legacy Open here in Providence.
So it looks like we're drawing our hands for Game 3 after some this question mark probably wanted some clarification on something or other as you're sideboarding.
Yeah.
Looks like Marc is going back.
It's been 15 minutes since the last game.
Yeah, jeez.
We wondered why the first 2 games took an hour. Maybe there was a long chunk of time between Game 1 and 2 too. So these guys are preparing to battle, and I think Elliott's keeping his 7, and Marc is going to 6. If I'm reading the table correctly.
And we're here at the in the semifinals of Star City Games Open Standard Open here in Providence.
So something we mentioned yesterday, just for you guys that don't know, because I actually didn't realize it. Star City has those John Avon lithographs of the unhinged lands, which are my favorite lands.
Those are awesome. I play with unhinged lands.
Yeah, they're my favorite of all time. But I have a lot of favorite basic lands. Most of them tend to be John Avon artwork, and I just found out that Star City is now, in addition to offering the unhinged basic lithographs, they've got the 5 John Avon Return to Ravnica basic lands offered as lithographs, and the Supreme Verdict Buy a Box promo was the artwork was done by John Avon as well. And
I've not seen the lithograph for that.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I imagine
the basic lands are pretty sweet. I've seen those.
Yeah. So you guys can get those if you like the unhinged lands. You can add to it. You can just wallpaper an entire room with basic land art from John Avon. But yeah, they're huge. I mean, they're poster-sized prints of the basic land artwork, and wow, they look great. We've got the unhinged ones on display here in the sales booth, and They look great. I haven't seen the Return to Ravnica ones in print yet. Have you seen those? I mean, I've seen them on the lands, but you've actually seen the full print? Okay. Yeah, I'd love to get a look at those. Pretty awesome. And it's kind of cool. Like, that's, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, players can buy sleeves and binders and deck boxes that have, like, artwork on them and things, but it's, you know, I don't really remember the kind of posters being available, you know, lithograph art prints being available, at least not in that size.
One cool thing you see in a lot of game stores is they used to do pre-release posters and give them out to out to places. They don't do that with so many stores running. They'd have to give out 1 million posters.
Right.
But yeah, at some of the stores you'll see, like, you know, Judgment pre-release.
Right. It's just a huge,
you know,
like,
all through.
Yeah.
There are a couple stores, I believe they ran through, like, original Ravnica. I've seen some Ravnica Dissension Guild Pack.
Yeah, I feel like
Guild Pack Dissension in that order.
Sure.
So we're underway finally. We got some. Speaking of Ravnica duels, we have an original Temple Garden for Marc, and just a swamp to pair with it, and pass Elliott, who led Blood Crypt into Rootbound Crag in a pass.
Borderland Ranger for Marc.
The first
spell of the game.
Yeah.
I really like the artwork on that Borderland Ranger and the new Borderland Ranger. Like, they're two of my kind of favorite artwork, and they both happen to be Borderland Ranger.
I'm a little biased. I finally remember Civic Wayfinder.
Yeah.
I played quite a bit of Civic Wayfinder, and I have foil Civic Wayfinders.
Sure.
So I'm very disappointed that Borderland Ranger is the go-to.
Yeah. I can understand that, but I actually prefer, I guess to me, because I don't really play any of them very often, I prefer the artwork on Borderland Ranger to the artwork on Civic Wayfinder. So I'm usually happy to play cards like that.
From Elliott.
We got a flip
getting
deck.
his deck the right way.
Yeah, we already had an issue with cards being flipped the wrong way in the semifinals. Not in this match.
At least all the cards are backwards this time.
Yeah, hopefully all of them are that way. So. Fourth land, Marc's going to get in for 2 here. Knocks Elliott
Marc
to
has
18.
a ton of pressure here.
Right now he's got O-Ring, Intangible Virtue.
Thragtusk, and Woodland Cemetery.
And a Sever the Bloodline also there as an answer. So Intangible Virtue going to come down and say, I do absolutely nothing.
Right, but as we saw last game...
it will eventually, or it can eventually.
I'm not sure if it's worth a whole card, but it's going to do something. See a Huntmaster of the Fells from Elliott.
And a wolf.
I think it's actually rather unimpressive, this game, simply because it's his first play of the game. With Marc playing Thragtusk after Thragtusk, Elliott's not going to have the chance to flip the Huntmaster ever.
And he's going to say, hey, I've got a 2-2. Do you want to trade it, or do you want to take 2? Elliott back up to 20 after that Huntmaster, and likely back down to 18. Oh, he's gonna trade with the wolf. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I think Elliott knows that he's going to be casting spells, and this Huntmaster is actually not going to flip.
Sure.
So he's more than happy to not take 2 damage a turn.
So Marc Blesso up to 25 after casting a Thragtusk.
And up to a Thragtusk in play.
And that makes the Intangible Virtue still do absolutely nothing at this point, till the Thragtusk dies.
Yeah, once the Thragtusk dies, +1/+1.
Then the Intangible Virtue comes into play. Well, you know, it's already in play, but its effect actually comes into play.
Then it has text on it.
Yeah.
So Elliott proving to the world why this match is taking in his now 82nd minute.
Yeah.
We got a
Taps 4, plays Huntmaster number 2, goes up to 22, gets a wolf.
So far this game, Elliott has played more tokens than Marc.
Yeah, that's true. And Elliott passes back. Marc draws a Temple Garden, swings with a Thrag Tusk, and passes back.
Unlikely. I believe Sever the Bloodline.
Sever, I think, is more likely to happen here.
Maybe Thrag Tusk number 2, but I would imagine Sever the Bloodline is probably quite the crippling play at this point.
Yeah, Sever, attack, pass. That's what I do.
The thing Marc might be thinking about is just like, oh crap, I built my deck and I don't have very many answers to Olivia. Do I want to use one of mine right here, right now?
With the Sever, but he does have O-Ring in his hand, so
yeah,
he's got an answer for the first Olivia at the moment. So there's the Sever, takes care of the 2 Huntmasters, swings with Thrag Tusks, Thraggle Rock.
Jeez.
And Elliott puts the wolf in front of it, sure. Just preserving life total. Temple Garden into play, tap from Marc, pass back.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the chump block with the wolf token.
Yeah, so Elliott at 22, Marc at 25.
Yeah.
Life totals are going the wrong way, guys.
You're supposed to get your opponent down to 0. Maybe there's a test of endurance off screen that we can't see.
Oh, might be. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Elliott says, "Here's Olivia. Do you have an answer? You used your Sever."
Yeah, he could have a 7th land for Sever as well.
He very much could, yeah.
But
and
he does not. However, he does have
O-Ring.
Borderland Ranger and Oblivion Ring for this turn.
So I imagine that's what you do. Just go ahead, play the O-Ring, take out the Olivia.
Play the O-Ring, unplay the O-Ring. Play the O-Ring. Play the Borderland Ranger.
He's going to go Borderland Ranger first. Okay.
Attention Magic players, we're looking for Kenneth Briscoe. If you're in the room, please come see the end of the stage. Once again, we're looking for Kenneth Briscoe.
So, our beautiful Olivia is going to be...
well, Marc likes it, so he's going to put O-Ring on it.
Yeah.
He's going to put O-Ring on it, yeah.
I see what you did there.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Don't quit your day job.
You don't like my Beyonce? To the left, to the left. Move your Olivia over to the left. Or to your right, my left.
So, Marc vampirizes the Thrag Tusk. That's a foil Olivia,
That is a blingy, yeah, that is a blingy Olivia.
Balling out of control over here.
Thrag Tusk in, knocking Elliott to below 20.
Holy crap.
Achievement unlocked.
And Elliott going back to his native habitat, the tank. Blood Crypt comes into play untapped, and a Bonfire of the Dam clears the board, but only sort of because Thrag Tusk is an exceptional Magic card.
And that Intangible Virtue now has text.
Oh wow!
Another achievement unlocked. All right, keep this train rolling. Does this knock Marc to close to 20? Yeah, 22 now.
So Marc's actually making some headway and draws the best possible card in his deck.
Sure did. Angel of Serenity.
Yeah.
And here comes a 4/4 Vigilant Beast doing a nice little Sarah Angel impression, but can't fly.
I wouldn't play the Angel yet.
I mean, is he going to get much value out of it? Like Thrag Tusk?
He gets a Thrag Tusk and 2 Borderland Rangers when he could just play a Thrag Tusk and...
Yeah, it's not as impressive an Angel as possible, but...
yeah, I would...
I guess drawing a Thragtusk and 2 Borderland Rangers isn't awful, so but I almost want to use Angel more as at least some kind of answer. Like I want to answer one of my opponent's things.
Right. You know? If Elliott does play like something impressive, like another Olivia, then
yes. So you play Thragtusk there, and he plays Olivia. You've got you know what I mean. Like you're safe.
It. Or if he just kills the Thragtusk again, you're getting more value out of your Angel. But
sure. Yeah. You get 2 Thragtusks out
Marc's
of the Angel.
Just going for the throat right here.
Oh, it's Dreadbore, not go for the throat. Dreadbore.
Dreadbore, go for the throat, not exactly legal.
So, Angel is taken care of.
Oh, perfect.
And Elliott now
left gain.
is going to go up to 16 off a Thragtusk. And we know Marc has a Thragtusk and 2 Borderland Rangers now. After
2 Thragtusks.
That's right, he's got 2 Thragtusks and 2 Borderland Rangers.
And now
just
apparently
drew
has a
Garrick.
Garrick Relentless.
If only he had Sphinx of the Chimes in play, he could draw 8 cards.
Holy, wow. Sphinx of the Chimes is a good card.
Yeah. Should have played that instead of Angel. So he's throwing the 4/4 Beast in.
Milking all the value out of Intangible Virtue that he can.
Sure, yeah. Gets in for 4, going to knock Elliott to 12 here, I believe. I didn't see any blocks declared. I think we're already past combat now. Yep.
I believe we'll see a Borderland Ranger into a Thragtusk. For Marc.
Go Borderland Ranger.
I mean, this is like a perfect draw for a mid-range green deck where you use Borderland Rangers and just draw spells. So like even your mana sources are spells. And like he's not getting flooded with his Borderland Ranger, which is one of the downsides of the card. You can very easily get an irrelevant card with Borderland Ranger sometimes if you're flooded. But if you're operating on the correct amount of mana, you can just use Borderland Ranger to get you just that like extra landers to cast all the spells that you've been drawing. So basically, textbook Borderland Ranger deck draw from Marc Blesso here. And Elliott's going to be hard-pressed to find a proper response. Elliott has drawn an equal amount of lands as Marc, but he has not had Borderland Ranger to help him in doing so. So he's just down multiple 2/2 creatures comparatively. And between that and the awesome Angel Serenity, Titan of Serenity, if you will. Marc is quite advantaged so far.
Right
I think
now
Elliott's
he's pretty far ahead. Yeah.
I'm back in.
I would like to see what's in Elliott's hand because.
Me too. We're about to find out.
Yeah, we're just going to see something here. I
believe it's going to be a bonfire of not kill all of Marc's creatures.
Yeah, there it is. Bonfire of the Damned.
That's unfortunate for. I think I would have tried to hold out for one additional point because Marc still has. Yeah. I guess he knows he has a Borderland Ranger. Only, and that's an Olivia in Elliott's hand. Didn't want to play that. He's trying to bait out the Sever the Bloodline, I believe.
Sure.
But I don't think it's going to work because
especially because there's no. Oh, he's trying to bait the flashback Sever. I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Marc's hand is complete gas. He has a Borderland Ranger, Thragtusk, and a Garrick Relentless.
So 2 4/4 Vigilant Beasts. Coming in, threatening to knock knock Elliott to 4, but Elliott's going to chump one of them with his Thragtusk, get a beast of his own.
So Elliott just falls to 8.
Yeah, and he's got a smaller beast than Marc.
Here comes Thragtusk.
And
both these players know that Thragtusk is a good card because they're playing it over and over.
Yes, they are. And a Planeswalker. So
Well, yeah,
Marc
welcome-
goes up to
welcome to
29. Garrick Relentless comes down, gets a Wolf.
We're now in stoppage time.
Yeah, good thing Elliott cast that Bonfire last turn because he cleared Marc's... Wait.
Yeah.
Elliott's like, I just cleaned up in here. Stop muddying everything up.
And I think Elliott might be going into desperation mode because I believe Olivia's coming down.
Yeah, there's Olivia. Considering Marc is at 29 and has 3 fat guys on the board and a Planeswalker.
I believe this is going to be a lethal attack if Marc just fights the Beast token with Garrick.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
yeah,
Marc's
Elliott's
just saying, I'm going to
give it
sever
up.
your Olivia, fight your Beast token, and attack.
That's it, yeah.
Attack with a lethal army because Elliott had no cards. So Marc advances to the finals.
Yeah, so it's Junk versus Junk in the finals. Dan Jordan with Junk Reanimator, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and Marc with Junk Tokens. Kind of a different take on the Junk decks.
Yes,
but
same
a
color.
lot of overlapping cards.
Same colors,
Mhm.
very different strategies.